Hey, how's it going, guys, and welcome to this little announcement video for a brand new series which is taking place on, well, several channels, and it is going to be a Pokemon Fight Club based, competitive battling, and it's going to be taking place on Pokemon Showdown, and each week there will be a new competitor which I and the others will all face. We're going to jump through my draft, my team, and we're going to see who I have indeed been picking. So first of all on my draft is Mega Gardevoir. Yes, he's going to be the first of my picks, and I'm not going to show movesets or anything because I don't want my opponent to, to get the upper hand and be able to pick teams around who I'm picking. So I'm just going to go through all 12 Pokemon. We did pick 3 from each tier, so we've got OU, UU, NU, and RU. So that's rarely used, overused, never used, and whatever the other one, never used. I don't know what the fourth one was. And then we've got the borderlining ones which come in between those brackets, which we were allowed to pick from also. So first of all on my list from my overused was a Mega Gardevoir. Now, I like Mega Gardevoir, and it does prove very, very well. There's a few things I like about it, and I hope it does come into play, hopefully. I'm hoping it will come into play at some point. I've used a Mega Gardevoir before when playing Wi-Fi battles and stuff, and it came through. It really did come through. Maybe I'll have to do an episode of that at some point. But yeah, next on my list is in fact Chanceit. I love Chanceit. I've just done a ranked Wi-Fi battle which will be going up on the channel at some point, and I got a Chanceit in it, and it's so goddamn bulky. It's literally the best thing ever. Just how tanky it is. It's great. And how helpful it can be towards the other members of the team. And it's basically just a setup. Basically a setup Pokemon. I think you can run it, well, I'm presuming you can run it as a physical attacker, but mine's going to be bulky. Mine's going to be that thing that's just going to cause people trouble. Next on my list is in fact Tuchus. Now, I love Tuchus because of his flinch hacks. His flinch hacks are great. Literally, like, Air Slash is great. Whether I run Air Slash or not, I don't know. But I love his flinch hacks. His speed's on, well, he's just on par. You can get some nice setups going. And hopefully he will prove well, outspeeding some of the opponent's teams and that kind of thing. Fourth on my list is in fact Rotom Heat. Now this guy is a little tank in himself. Pretty much why I picked him. He is able to tank quite a number of hits, and he will be able to switch out into things and take hits for some of the other Pokemon. Hopefully he tanks the hits well, and he does in fact allow us to win a few of these games. I don't know what it is about Rotom Heat. I do like him. I do like all the Rotoms actually, but Rotom Heat is one of my favourites. Again, another reason why I picked him. I just have to say, a lot of these some of them I wouldn't have picked, but the ones I wanted to pick were picked by the other players before me, so nothing you can do about that, so I had to go with next best and that kind of thing. So next on my list is in fact Tornadus. Now I've never really run a Tornadus, but I've seen other people play them, and I don't know, it's just something about him that I've liked from other people playing, so that's why I picked him. He wasn't one of my first choices, but it's what we're going with, and I couldn't go for his Staten Farm and get the regenerate ability because it was in a different tier and I'd already picked, so never mind. But he's going to prove helpful, whether we run Prankster or Defiant, I haven't yet decided. Sort movesets when I sort out who I'm going to be facing first. But yeah, that's Tornadus. Sixth on the list is in fact Milotic. Now it was a toss up between Milotic and Gastrodon. They both do pretty much the same job, except Gastrodon has ×4 to grass type attacks and Milotic doesn't. So I went for Milotic over Gastrodon, even though I do love Gastrodon very dearly. And Milotic is known for Nuzlocke killers, so let's hope he does a few killing for our side in this tournament. Next we have on the list is Tangrowth. Now, I've done several Wi-Fi battles and Tangrowth has been a pain in the neck to defeat. It's just starts off with the sleep powdering of people, and then it just wrecks your day while you're there dreaming away. It's just one of those things. Tangrowth is a beast, especially if you slap on Regenerator. Then as soon as you switch out, he's going to get some health back. Despite whether it's holding, I don't know, a life orb or something that takes its health away, you still get the Regenerator when you switch out, which is good. And yeah, that's why I'm using Tangrowth. Next we've got Cofagrigus. I was debating whether to use this one. I've seen it used a number of times, and it does show to do very well, but I was debating, I was on the ropes like, yeah, do I want to use Cofagrigus? And then I thought, hey, everything else I wanted to pick has been picked. Let's just go for it and let's see what we can do with it. Yeah, Cofagrigus it's pretty good. I've seen him run in a number of battles, a number of competitive battles, and he's done well for some other people, so let's give him a little bit of a shot. Next we've got Druddigon. Now, this was sort of a last resort pick because I didn't really know what else to pick from his category, and I mean, now I've looked at his moveset and stuff, I'm glad I did, because he's very, 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 he can hit hard. He can really, really hit hard. He's almost like Dragonite from Egglock. He really, really does hit hard. Stick him in the right attack EVs and stuff, and chuck on a Choice Band. That guy's going in. Or even a Life Orb. Chuck that on, and this guy's going in. And his moveset is pretty dang good. So I'm glad I picked him after all that. Although I wasn't going to, but I'm glad I did. Next we've got our never used category, never used tier, and I've firstly gone for Glacealeon. I don't know ways about Glacealeon. I like his moveset. I've used it countless times in Let's Plays and stuff, and his moveset just gets better and better with each generation. So I picked him. Hopefully he will be able to come in, do a little bit of sweeping here and there. Maybe outplay the opponent a little bit. It's just luck, really, what the opponent brings. We can only judge what the opponents are going to bring, so maybe Glacealeon will come in handy. I'm really hoping he does. It will be nice to see how Glacealeon does come into effect here. Next, we're running another ghost type. We're running Mismagius. Now, I probably won't run Cofagrigus and Mismagius on the same team, just because that would put us at another disadvantage, but this is something I could run on one team and then run Cofagrigus on another, because you pretty much do the same job, being ghost types. But that's just my opinion on having two ghost types. I don't really want it, because then you're open to getting 2-0'd because of two Pokemon, which I don't fancy doing. But yes, we got the Mismagius. It's not too bad. Its speed is incredible. That is mainly why I went for him. His speed is incredible, and his special attack is incredible. So they're the two main stats which I'll be looking. And you're basically just going to be a special sweeper. Basically. That's pretty much about as much as you can get from Mismagius, a special sweeper. I'm probably saying a little bit too much, so my opponents will know a little bit, but you know, things will change. Things will indeed change. As soon as we start seeing what other people's strategies are, people are going to start switching out stuff, and these opinions will not even matter by the time we face those opponents. And now finally, well, I did want to pick Electivire from this category, but Richie went ahead and picked him, so unfortunately we don't have Electivire. But I did go for Claydol. It can be a rapid spinner. It can get rid of the opponent's Stealth Rocks and stuff, because I know a lot of people will be running Stealth Rocks. His special defense is great. That's about all. And I don't know. Hopefully it comes into hand. Hopefully it is helpful. That will be nice to see. But yeah, that is my 6 opponents. My 6 team. My 2 6 teams, so my 12. Which I did in fact pick from my draft team. I mean, I'm happy with my first 6, and I'm happy with my first 8. It's the last 4 which I was a bit kind of, are they going to do well? Is it going to prove well for me? But what only time will tell. My first opponent is in fact going to be Cloud. You'll see this episode every Thursday. Yes, that's every Thursday. You will see an episode from this series. So make sure you stick around and check those out. My first opponent is going to be Cloud. And hopefully it will be a good battle. I've heard from him that he is kind of scared of my team. He doesn't know who I'm going to pick. And I mean, I'm scared of a lot of the teams. They are going to be really difficult to beat, but hopefully we can outplay, we can pick the team that they're least expecting and therefore don't prepare for, which will be pretty dang interesting to see who brings what. So that's all I have to say for this. It's going to be taking place over the next 8 weeks or so. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And if you want to leave nickname suggestions for any of the members on my team, please feel free. I will change those before we have our battle, hopefully. If not, I will change them before the episode next goes up. So it'll be about 2 weeks to see all the changes if everyone leaves nicknames for them. But thank you very much for listening. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys here next week for our first battle versus Cloud. See you guys then.